Okay, we're all set. Go ahead.
All set?
Mhm.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the January 17th, 2024 meeting of the Danbury Planning Commission. We'll open this evening with the roll call. Ms. Hofstetter?
Here.
Mr. Salvain?
Here.
Mr. Haas?
Here.
And Chair Finaldi is absent. Vice Chairman Kyokyo is here. Commission members, you received the draft minutes of the January 3rd meeting. Unless there's any questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion to accept these minutes.
Mr. Chairman, so moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Minutes of the January 3rd meeting are accepted. For the record, our next regular meeting is scheduled for February 7th. And before we move on to the next order of business, I'll read the Zoom meeting notice. This meeting of the Danbury Planning Commission is being held on Zoom as a virtual meeting. Even though this meeting is a virtual meeting, members of the public and interested parties continue to have the opportunity to participate in the meeting in a couple of different ways. You can participate via Zoom and see the audio and video, or you can call in by phone and participate via audio only. Please be aware that we may have to mute your microphone or telephone to avoid an echo or some other background noise. Instructions on how to participate in the meeting appear on the City of Danbury website, and all the documents and materials that apply to the matters to be discussed during this meeting, including the agenda, are also available on the City of Danbury website. As always, if you have any questions regarding how to participate in the meeting, please contact the City of Danbury Planning and Zoning Department. As a reminder, the entire meeting will be posted on and can be seen on the City of Danbury website. We will follow the posted agenda as per standard practice. If prior to the meeting any questions or comments on the agenda items were submitted via email to the Planning and Zoning Department, those comments will be read during the appropriate portion of the meeting. And finally, please remember that technology glitches sometimes do occur. Please be patient if that happens. Okay, so there are no new public hearing this evening, so we will move on to continuation of public hearing. Item number 1, Guy and Roberta Montanari, property owners, application for special exception site plan approval for the 1 petroleum distribution, section 6B 2B6, and 2 petroleum storage, section 6B 5B1, and 3 business office, section 6B 2A4 for Casey Energy, the applicant in the IG-80 zone, 82 Payne Road, M12008, special exception number 797. And I understand that the applicant has requested that this hearing be continued to the next meeting on February 7th. So I'll entertain a motion to continue that public hearing to the February 7th meeting.
Mr. Vice Chairman, so moved.
Okay, second. Okay. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, this public hearing will be continued to our next meeting on February 7th. Moving along here to the old business for discussion and possible action. Item number 1, Black Wolf Properties LLC, property owner and applicant. Application for special exception site plan approval for repair of automobiles, trucks, and motorcycles with indoor parking, storage facility, and limited use automobile, truck, and motorcycle sales. Section 6A 2B12 and 6A5H in the Isles 40 zone, 32 Myra Brook Road, F19017, special exception number 798. Commission members, you have received a draft resolution of approval, I think is dated January 11th. Hopefully you all have taken a look at that. Allie, I was wondering if you can walk us through this.
Yep. So it's pretty much some of your standard conditions in this draft resolution. I just want to highlight a couple because of the specific use regulation for it in section 6A5. So number 4, the used vehicles offered for sale shall only be stored in the indoor parking facility. And all of these conditions that I'm going to go through, the language is pulled directly from the zoning regulations as well. Pursuant to section 6A5H5, 6, and 12 of the zoning regulations, the applicant shall provide a certified list of used vehicles sold, including the sales price on the preceding months to the ZEO on the first day of each calendar month. The form and content of the certified list shall be determined by the ZEO. Number 6, no outdoor storage, outdoor display, or outdoor repair of used vehicles is permitted. Further, no signage advertising the sale of used vehicles at the site shall be displayed on any structure or on the site. And then number 9 is the condition to the outstanding staff report, that all of those comments have been addressed. And then 10 is in accordance with section 6A5H7 of the zoning regs. The facility shall be licensed as a used vehicle dealer by the state of Connecticut Department of Motor Vehicles. And 11, pursuant to the provisions of the Connecticut General Statutes, section 14-54, a certificate of location approval is required from the zoning enforcement officer. Any commission members have any questions on those?
No.
It goes pretty straightforward, pretty simple application here. So I guess if there's not any questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve this application with conditions as stated in the draft approval. That's my intent.
Thank you. I hear a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Kevin. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, this application is approved. Thank you. All right, now we'll move on to item number 2. Sugar Hollow Associates LLC, application for revised special exception, revised site plan approval for change of use from vacant space to medical office space. The shop's at Marcus Dairy in the CG20 zone, 5 Sugar Hollow Road, G17002, special exception number 663. And once again, commission members, you have received a draft resolution, I think the same date, January 11th. And Ellie can walk us through this as well.
So again, some of the standard conditions in here, and again, a couple I just want to highlight. So number 6, again, with that outstanding staff report to the Planning and Zoning Department. Number 7, the ZEO shall verify the floor plan submitted with the permit application does not exceed 1624 square feet of usable floor area. And that's due to the parking calculation is used based on that usable floor area. And then number 9 is part of that phasing with Panera Bread from the previous approval. Any questions on those conditions or anything with the approval?
Doesn't look like it. I don't
Thank
see
you.
anybody's hand, so I guess if there's no questions or comments, again, I'll entertain a motion for approval, if you're so inclined.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion for approval with conditions as stated.
Thanks, Perry. Second?
I'll
Second. Thank you, Helen. Any further discussion?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, this application is approved. Thank you. That was pretty easy. Moving on here, we'll move forward to the referrals.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I need to recuse myself from these referrals and I will be leaving the meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's fine. Thank you, Perry.
Everybody,
And,
have a good night.
Since those are the last really items here, I don't know that we need to come back unless you want to, but I think it's okay.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thank you, Perry. Okay. All right, under the referrals, item number one. It's 824 referral, January 2024, City Council Agenda, item number 17, Savings Bank of Danbury, request to extend the storm drainage from White Street at Main Street intersection to Ive Street, 285 to 287, and 289 Main Street, and 3 Post Office Street. I-14251 and I-14434. Commission members, I think you've seen us have a staff report. It's dated January 16th. And Ally, can you take us through that?
Yep, so the department received a site plan application, and that's for properties that Bob had just mentioned. And there is storm drainage currently existing on White Street. It ends at the subject property. So there's a gap between that subject property and the Ive Street drainage. So this is a request for the extension for that gap to connect the two. The department has no objection to the issuance of a positive recommendation. Yeah, and all final plans and documents should be approved as to form and content by the Office of Corporation Counsel prior to the acceptance by the city recording on the Danbury land records. Any questions on kind of the extension and where it's located? Again, just a recommendation to council.
Any questions? So this storm drain kind of, it makes the corner from Main Street right onto White Street and kind of stops there, like in front of the, so it's going to extend like in front of is it Danbury Liquors and a few of those stores there, all the way to the corner of Ive Street. So that's the that's the spot we're talking about there. Okay, if there's no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion for a positive recommendation or whatever you're inclined.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to
Yes.
make a positive recommendation for this referral.
Thank you, Helen.
I'll
Do I hear
second
a
it.
second? Thanks, Kevin. Any other questions or comments or discussion?
Nope.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, this matter gets a positive referral. Thank you. And item number 2, it's another 824 referral. January 2024 City Council Agenda, item number 18, Savings Bank of Danbury request for release of city utility easements, 285 to 287 and 289 Main Street and 3 Post Office Street. I-14250, I-12451, I-14254, and I-14434. And once again, Ally, can you just walk us through this?
Yes, so the same property as the previous referral, same development. So the city currently has some utility easements for electrical, gas, and communication services that typically we don't have. Typically that's handled with the utility companies themselves. So we acquired those in the late 80s. And it is the bank's intention to work with the utility companies to secure the replacement easements in connection with its development, to provide the utility services to the properties served under the current existing easements. And the Department of Public Works and Engineering Department are currently reviewing the plans submitted as part of the site plan application to ensure that the new easement locations properly serve and maintain existing services in a manner acceptable to the utility companies. Again, the department has no objections to a positive recommendation on the release of the utility easements to Savings Bank of Danbury, subject to the terms and conditions deemed appropriate by City Council and Office of Corporation Counsel. This is just kind of part of the process to have those releases happen so that the bank can start negotiating the new easements with the utility companies.
Any questions on this one?
Nope.
It's a little different than the other one, but
Yeah.
Kevin, did you have a question?
No.
Ellen, you're okay?
Yep.
Good. Okay, great. So if there's no questions or anything, I'll have, entertain a motion.
Go for it.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for a positive referral on this item.
Okay, thanks.
And I'll second it.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This matter gets a positive referral. All right, thank you. There's nothing under other matter, or sorry, other new business, correspondence, or other matters for discussion and possible action. There's a few items under for reference only that you can review on your own. And I think that's all we have for tonight, short and sweet. Ellie, is there anything else I missed? I think we got everything, right?
No, I think that's it. Yeah.
So great, nice, short, quick, easy meeting. So I
Great.
appreciate that. And so I'll entertain a motion for adjournment if you're inclined to do that.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I
Thank
will
you, Kevin. Thanks, Helen. Motion's made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? This meeting is adjourned.
Wow.